Kelly can't run though. She's probably nearby. Lance is good at hiding, so we won't find him if he doesn't want us to. I see. We'll need to go this way anyway. Someone important for us I need to talk to. Okay, so favorite Pokemon generation. It's a bit of a tie between Gen 3 and 5. For me personally, I really like Gen 3 though. By the way, just more dialogue. As far as it turning out to be more than the lion than I thought it would. And I would like it to be, these fights are harmless as long as you don't snag yourself on them. Too much dialogue. Gen 3, I really like, I said. Apparently you will now lead the quest for world domination. He doesn't give that flag to me. What the hell? What a prick. He probably heard me say that. So yeah, as I totally forgot Vetla was the host for the call.
It was genius.
So yeah. So yeah, so I really like Generation 3 and I also like Generation 5. I overall kind of like I'd say probably I like Generation 3 more. I have much more like experience. I really like the Pokemon that I really like the region and such. However, I really enjoyed what they did with Gen 5 because Gen 5 was they kind of did a bit of a new take on it with the whole actually being more story based and actually have more story. I really enjoyed Black and White, whereas Black and White 2 wasn't as much enjoyable, but Black and White 1 was. Or like it didn't have as much story. I mean, in that sense, it didn't have as much story.
I think exactly the other way around. I thought Black 2 was more story based, and I found it great. And so Black 1 was also great, but I thought Black 2 had more story.
Well, I think more so that like I'd say like this independently. You couldn't really understand much in Black 2 without having played Black 1. However, but that's kind of a bit that also brings it down a peg for me. Like you need to have played the first one to actually understand.
Well, that's like playing a second game from a series and saying, "Oh, I didn't like it because you have to play the first one." Well,
no, but I know, but the thing is, I feel like a second game in a series, a lot of times at least, I feel like it should at least have some sense of story where like you don't have to play like, and at least kind of I definitely like Black 2. Black 2 definitely had way better when it came to post game as such. Black 2 is probably one of the best post games I've ever experienced in an RPG. Mainly because, well, we have the White Tree Hollow and Black Citadel, for example. It probably has the best post game I have ever experienced in any RPG series.
and then classic fight zone, or what it's ever called in English.
What?
I'm
The
back, by the way.
zone went after the E4.
Yeah, but like after the leaf, like there's this area. It's the White City, White Forest or Black City. There's this like huge. Either if you're playing Black 2, it's either this huge fucking building or it's a tree hollow if it's White 2. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the fact that. I really enjoyed the fact that I said Black and White 2 probably has the best post game I've experienced to date in like most RPG series. Our Gen 3 definitely I feel Gen 3 has a lot of Pokemons I really like. It has a great region. Hoenn is a great region. It has trumpets.
Trumpets intensifies.
Yes. I for one welcome our new trumpet overlords. Kind of.
Yeah, by the way, I'm back, just so you know. I could finally join the conversation.
Yeah, good. Anyway, it's a bit of, anyway, it's a little piece of dialogue here. Wow, a lava cave. I've never been here before. Man, it looks like we can't get to some of the treasures because there's lava anyway. That's rubbish. Armageddon lava.
Yeah, lava.
Lava jellyfish. Unlike most fire enemies, water won't work against them. They're annoying like that. Yes, you heard that correctly. Lava jellyfish. Lava jellyfish. Or red jelly. But it's a lava jellyfish.
Well, I have one thing to say about that. Lava jellyfish intensify.
Yes. Lava jellyfish intensifies.
Yeah. I have to go fetch my pizza that I was putting in the oven.
You do
Yeah, I had pizza by the way. I'm superior. I think you're too old. I had pizza.
I have access to pizza as well.
Yeah. I'm just going to, slip away and eat pizza.
You do it. The falling ash is burning all the foes too, except they absorb fire damage. That's not good. Anyway, back to Pokemon. As I said, like Gen 3 and Gen 5 tie very much. I enjoy. Gen 3 definitely has a lot of more Pokemon that I really like, comparatively to Gen 5. Even though Gen 5 had some pretty good ones. I for one don't actually have much of a problem with the ice cream. Wanna know why? That wasn't made by Game Freak. That was the Americans. It was made by Americans.
What do you mean you have no problem with the ice cream?
I don't have a you know Vanillite, the ice cream Pokemon.
Oh, gelato.
Yeah, that's what it's called in German, I guess.
Oh,
So like that, yeah. So like that, it's that a lot of people have complaints about that, which is understandable. The main thing though is it wasn't even made by Game Freak. It was made by that Pokemon was designed by an American
Okay.
who won a contest. Where basically he got to make his own Pokemon, and then his submission was an ice cream. And then we have Game Freak, and guess who made the fucking most American bird ever? They're Japanese.
Wait,
So,
wait. Oh, well, Wakashwia.
yeah, whatever it is. The most American fucking bird. It is a bald eagle with the colors of the American goddamn flag. And who made that?
Eagle.
Yeah, and who made that? The Japanese, not the American. He made a fucking ice cream.
Though I have never heard someone complain about Chandelure.
I have had I've heard no one complain about that one. I really like it.
I also like him. I really like also playing with him in competitive. He's really good.
Yes, as I mentioned before, I don't really play competitive that much. I could if I wanted to, but I don't. That's the thing, I don't want to. It's not really mine.
It's really fun, I think. So.
These Isle guys would look a bit more menacing if they weren't only a foot tall. Yeah. What else we going to do this? Because I already know most foes' weaknesses, kind of because I play this game quite a bit, and just these are very early game enemies, which are pretty obvious in what like you can just kind of look at a lot of enemies and see kind of what they're weak to. There's a lot of more of the late games, late game ones you can't really see just with the look of an eye, or also it's the fact that I played this game so many times, or at least I played a couple of times, so I kind of know what enemies are weak to and shit. And it burns. Forgot to do that one.
You mentioned that you like the Pokemon of Gen 3. What's your favorite Pokemon from? So first, what's your favorite Pokemon? I know you told me once, but I don't remember anymore. And what's your favorite Pokemon from Gen 3?
I didn't quite catch what was the first question. What?
And what's your favorite Pokemon? And what's your favorite Pokemon from Gen 3?
My absolute favorite Pokemon. That's a huge tie, pretty much, mainly between. Also, part of the tie is the whole Ralts Evolution line, because I like that whole line, pretty much. It's that. Also, another competitive first place on my list is Victini. I really like Victini. It's one of the first Pokemon I ever myself raised to level 100.
Okay.
So I really like that one. Yeah, those are kind of the main competitors, which also brings forth the fact that, well, my favorite Pokemon in Gen 3 is probably Gardevoir, pretty much.
Okay.
But however, Mudkip is a close second.
Oh yeah, right.
Because I like Mudkips. If you heard I like Mudkips, and the answer is yes. I do like Mudkips. I like Mudkips before they were cool.
So it puts on hipster glasses.
Exactly.
I think Torchic is
I'm
cuter.
back here. I'm back. I'm back, by the way, with my pizza.
Hi.
This pizza even has a jingle. You know, they make an actual single, a song about this pizza. Who made it? Yes.
Good for the pizza, I
It's
guess.
Norwegian. Yeah, it's like vi snakker helmarkspizza, vi snakker ekte kjærlighet. Which means we're talking Hellmax pizza. We're talking true love.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta admit, I have no
It's
idea
not a-
about what they're talking about.
Pizza with jingles.
Pizza, okay, okay. I was a bit confused.
Pizza with a theme song that actually was released on CD. People actually bought it. It was literally on hit lists in Norway.
Huh.
That is a great way to. That's a great way of knowing our nation. Just that fact.
Excellent. Thumbs up.
Literally, the most bought food stuff in our entire country is literally this brand of frozen pizza.
Interesting. You really like your pizza.
We're fucked up.
Could you stop talking about food? I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Pizza.
So,
More dialogue in the game. Okay, I'm sick of trying to come up with voices for every single fucking NPC. If I can actually kind of think of one just on the spot, then I will do one. I will have voices for the different main characters, but for NPCs I will just speak normally. I really can't be bothered to fucking make a voice for every single one. It's kind of annoying. So, if you guys don't look too experienced, let me give you some advice. You'll want to learn some healing skills quite early on, so you don't rely on items too much. It's also a good idea to get your first limit break skills soon. Wow, like that's not totally obvious. Yeah, have you never played an RPG game before? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Status problems like poison go away after battle, and you'll even be revived if you die, but leaving your allies dead during battle to save on items probably isn't a good idea. Well, that's debatable. Yeah. If you're using the same elemental skills a lot, check out that element. Enemies in each area usually have a similar weakness. For example, a lot of enemies here are weak against poison or water. It's hard to tell what element enemy attacks are, but you can get a rough idea from where base tier info and from the visual effects of the attack. Yep. You actually need to pay some attention to this game, believe it or not. Let's see some scan bot. Also, prepare to witness the attack that I would probably use the most with Matt here. I would probably spam this attack to death because it's so fucking useful. The name of the attack is called Swift Slash, and it's a multi-hit attack that hits every enemy.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I do have a skill that hits multiple targets after all. And the thing is that this attack gains its element and effect from the current weapon he's wielding, and it's very useful. And I will use it a lot because it's very useful. And well, yeah, attacking multiple enemies, who wouldn't? Seriously, if you had an option, why wouldn't you? Multi-hit attacks is something that one will use a lot, especially since they typically do spam you with more than one enemy in each battle. Typically. It's a very common thing.
Oh god, pizza. Delicious. What?
Okay, so what do you think about wait, let me I've only Pokemon questions.
Well, you think I'm just gonna do some dialogue.
Okay.
Where's Nelly? We should take you with us, cause you'll die out here. Plus, you can do spells and stuff. Alright then. Wow, she's really pretty. I guess it should be useful to have around. She's a mage. Oh dear, now I have to come up with a fucking voice. Oh dear.
Like a key voice. Squeaky. That's what it's called.
Glad you're alive! We know that such a time was horrifying!
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, spare my life, cause I'm such an awesome guy. We need to help her find the Greenwood Jewel, or she'll never forgive us. I'm going up ahead. Will you join me when you're done with your magic reunion? Was that perfect or what?
That was
Oh,
perfect.
that's perfect.
Excellent.
That is perfect.
Fucking amazing. 10 out of 10, no way.
Yeah.
No voice is perfect, IGN.
Yes, but Farm Simulator voice is